Have you ever felt like you were being watched? I mean, really watched. Not just a quick glance from a stranger, but a deep, unblinking stare that seems to peel back the layers of your soul. Now, imagine that stare is coming from a single, enormous eye. Just one. No friendly pair to soften the blow, just a lone, giant orb fixed right on you. That, my friends, is the unsettling, slightly terrifying, and oddly fascinating world of the one-eyed monster. This creature, in its many forms, feels both strangely familiar and yet completely alien. It's a staple of our oldest nightmares and our newest video games. Always there, always watching. It makes a quiet forest feel suddenly crowded. It turns a dark room into a place where you're definitely not alone. It makes you wonder what it sees, and more importantly, what it plans to do about it. This creature, whether you call it a cyclops, a beholder, or that freaky floating meatball with an eyeball, has a way of getting under your skin. Its solitary eye makes it unforgettable. Two eyes are for conversation, connection, 3D vision. One eye is for observation, focus, judgment. So step into the shadows. Let's explore its history, share spooky stories, and maybe learn why we're drawn to a monster. That's all I. Don't worry, I'll hold your hand. Probably. Long before we had controllers in our hands, fantasy novels on our shelves, people gathered around fires to share stories, and many of those stories featured beings with one big scary eye. The Greek Cyclops owned the mythological monocular trademark. Giants, powerful, primitive, Polyphemus snacked on sailors like a bag of potato chips. Not exactly a five-star host. Head north, Odin, the All-Father, sacrificed an eye for wisdom. One drink for sight into past, present, and future, turning the single eye into power and sacrifice. What looks like a weakness can be incredible strength and insight. Across cultures, one-eyed beings warn travelers from the world's edges. Monoculi, with a single eye, and chest or forehead, the unknown distorted. Imagine a t-shirt with a sternum eye. The logistics are a nightmare. It can be mindless beast or wise god, sacred guardian, or night predator. The eye is blank slate for our fears and hopes. Lack of perspective or singular divine focus cutting through deception. Cyclops, fear of nature. Odin, power in sacrifice. Ancient echoes ripple through our stories. There's always more than one way to see the world, even with one eye. As stories evolved, so did the role of our one-eyed friend. Less full-time brute, more guardian. In folk traditions, one-eyed beings watch over wells, treasures, and bridges to the other world, not to eat you on sight, but to test you. Gatekeepers who see into your heart. Brave, clever, pure of heart. People left offerings, seeking safe passage, lest I'll smash you. More, what is the password? In other tales, small tricksters in woods and marshes, leading you astray, stealing them, tangling shoelaces. Classic goblin stuff. Less existential dread, more supernatural annoyance. From epic monster to mystical guardian to mischievous pest, the single eye always marks the other. But its meaning shifts. Challenge for heroes, spook for farmers, proof you don't need two eyes for a diverse monster career. The trope adapts to any story scale. That's why it lasts. Fast forward through myths, presses, paperbacks, pixels, the one-eyed monster thrived. Tolkien's Great Eye, disembodied surveillance evil, a threat you can't sword fight, a gaze that finds you anywhere. Then came the Beholder, giant floating orb, massive central eye, a crown of writhing eye stalks. Each stalk fires a different terrible ray. Kithkat, a Swiss army knife of horrible ways to die, central eye, anti-magic cone, by wizards, intelligent, paranoid, xenophobic, a floating death sphere with anxiety issues. Terrifying and darkly funny, from Cyclops to Beholder, same core fear, being seen, judged, destroyed, delivered with modern spectacle. The monster levels up, sprouts eye stalks, learns new tricks. What's the next evolution? A beholder that can text? The horror. Let me tell you a little story. It's a quiet one, something you might hear whispered in a tavern on a rainy night. So, lean in close. A farmer named Alara walks home at dusk, along a vast misty marsh. Her lantern trembles. The air smells of damp earth and decay. She hears a soft wet splashing and a deep hum that vibrates in her bones. She freezes. Slowly she lifts the lantern and peers over the reeds. Floating there, a pumpkin-sized head with a single closed eye. The lid peels back. Storm, sea, iris, a well-dark pupil, and it fixes on her. Calm floods her. 10 times scarier, then fear. She should run, scream, do something, but can't. The gaze reads her, hopes and secrets, like pages in a book.
You are lost.
No, I know the way home.
You know the path, but you are lost. I will show you a new path, if you pay a toll. What toll? Give me one you no longer need.
She hesitates. The voice hums. A small one will do. Your first lost tooth. The taste of your grandmother's soup. A forgotten song. She offers a silly argument she regrets. The eye glows. A corner of her mind is swept clean. The creature slips beneath the marsh. Next day she finds the courage to start the life she dreamed. She is no longer lost. But some nights she wonders what the marsh does with all those little memories. Floating heads that steal memories, heavy stuff. That's where humor helps. A joke is a flashlight. It won't banish monsters, but it makes them less intimidating. Imagine a cyclops threading a needle, or a beholder with an eyelash. Kevin, can you get that with your disintegration ray? No, don't. You make 'em laugh, you make 'em scream. The laugh lowers the guard. The scare lands harder. Give monsters relatable roles, a micromanaging beholder, a cyclops who keeps smashing the chessboard. Horror deepens when the creature feels real. Why do we keep telling these stories? The one-eyed monster is a mirror on the surface. Fear of being watched, judged, made powerless by an unblinking stare. Deeper, it marks the unknown. We safely explore danger from our chairs, and we can't look away. Each generation reinvents it. Beast, guardian, trickster, villain. How would you reinvent it? A misunderstood artist, a lonely scientist, a terrible stand-up. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe for more myths and monsters, and share your one-eyed stories below. I read them all. Now go on, but check over your shoulder. You never know who or what might be watching.